Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be recommending some books to booktubers. This is a video idea that I saw on Eva from Words of Clover's channel. I really missed recommending booktubers to you guys over the last couple of months. I had previously been running a series where I recommend 4 booktubers at a time, and I will link some of those videos below for you. But I don't want to recommend booktubers to you until I've had a good few months to watch them, so more of those videos will be coming in the new year hopefully, but in the meantime I thought this was a really nice way of recommending some books and some booktubers. And whilst I've been reading this year, I've actually been keeping track. This is a video I wanted to do at the end of the year. So as I've been going through my reading, if a book has made me think of a certain person, I've jotted it down. So yeah, this video's been a little while in the making, but it was definitely inspired by Eva's videos, which I would also link in the description and would really recommend. So I've got 6 books and 6 booktubers. So the first book is The Bird King by G. Willow Wilson. I read this, I think, right back at the start of the year. First of all, can we just enjoy this beautiful cover? And this is a fantasy book, but it's like fantasy that feels like it's set in our world. It's got this beautiful map on the inside page. Yeah, and I just was really transported by this book. I really enjoyed it. I don't read a lot of fantasy, and it's quite slow paced, beautifully detailed, kind of character led fantasy, which is why I'm recommending it specifically to Mary from Mary Among Stories, who's one of my favourite booktubers. I mean, all of these people are, that's why I'm recommending books to them. I really think, Mary, that you will enjoy this. It's beautifully written, and basically it's following a girl who is a concubine in the royal court. Something happens and she has to flee, and she runs away with a male, one of her friends from the court, and they go on this huge adventure, and it's just really beautiful. It's got a beautiful message in it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I really think, Mary, I think it would be right up your street. Okay, second book is The Cat and the City by Nick Bradley. This was an art copy that I was sent, but it came out on the 7th of May this year, so it's out in the world, and actually on the back you can see the final cover. This is a collection of short stories, which I hadn't read a lot until this year. Hadn't read many collections. This is a set of stories all set in Japan, and they're all connected by this cat who appears in all of the stories. Sometimes it's very present, sometimes it's just in the background. One thing I loved about this is there's a real range of storytelling styles in this book, but they all connect up, and when you get to the end you kind of realise how they're all connected. But there's a whole range of different styles. There's also, part of it is I keep getting like photographs. It's like mixed media. There's one story that's done in a kind of graphic novel style, and yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and it instantly brought to mind a really wonderful booktuber, which is Jade from Jaded Reader. She's going to be moving to Japan, and so this collection of stories immediately made me think of her. She's also a big cat lover, and Jade, I just really think that you'd get a kick out of this collection. I can't really give it more of a synopsis because each story is individual, but like I said, they are all connected, they all link up. I thought it was a brilliant collection. It's a debut, I think. Yes, it's on the back it says an inventive debut that dances through the hidden alleyways of Tokyo. So yeah, hopefully Jade, you will enjoy this one. I really think you'd like it. The third one is a book I've talked about a lot, and that is The Psychology of Time Travel by Kate Mascarenhas. I reread this for the second time this year, and while I was rereading it, I just kept thinking that Shannon from 155 Books would really enjoy this. This is technically historical fiction, sci-fi. It's a real genre bender, really, and it's also kind of a character study of these 4 characters. It's also a bit of a murder mystery, and I just think the way that it's written would really appeal to Shannon and kind of the books that she likes. So yeah, I recommend this, like, in general. I just think this is a really great book, but it did make me think of Shannon when I was rereading it this time around. So Shannon, I think you'd like this one, and I can't remember, I might have already sent this to you, but if I haven't, let me know, and I will, because I really think you'd like this. Number 4 is Never Let Me Go by I'm definitely gonna get this wrong, Kazuo Ishiguro. And this is a book that came back onto my radar this year because it's on the reading list for Key Stage 4 here in the UK, so that's years 9 and 11. I haven't actually reread it yet because it's not appeared on the reading list for the school that I've been put into yet, but I will be. and I did read it a few years ago when it first came out. It's set in a British boarding school, and we're following 3 of the children that grow up there, and that's all I can say, because it's one of those books where if you have somehow managed to avoid hearing the twist, I'm not going to be the one to spoil it for you. There's also a film adaptation that I really liked starring Keira Knightley, and this book I'm going to recommend to Amy at Amy Myers, because there is something very quiet about this book that I think you'd like, Amy. Also, it's kind of weird. It's got an interesting plot twist. It's also got it brings up a lot of moral questions, and I just think it's one of those books that you'd find really interesting and would want to discuss at length, and I would really like to hear your thoughts on it if you haven't read it already. I should have said at the start, I did do a bit of Goodreads stalking when I was putting this video together, and I don't think any of these people have read these books, but apologies if they have. So yeah, Amy, this one is for you, and I really think you'd like it. And then I got 2 more. So I read a book this year that's not usually in my wheelhouse. So this is YA. Well, it would have been in my wheelhouse a few years ago, but it's YA dystopian fiction. I loved it. I went in with no expectations whatsoever, and I absolutely loved it. That book is Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young, and I actually enjoyed this so much I'm slightly hesitating over reading the sequel because I'm slightly scared that it won't be as good. Again, a bit like Never Let Me Go. This is set in a British boarding school. And again, that's kind of all I can tell you. It gets likened to The Handmaid's Tale, I think, because it's feminist dystopian. I don't think it is like The Handmaid's Tale. I think it's more like Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill. But I thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I think someone else who would really enjoy it would be Hilary at Melted Books, because you've read, Hilary, I've seen other books that you've read that are kind of similar to this, and it's very cleverly written, and it's got some interesting social commentary. Both of those things I think you'll like. It's also fast-paced, but it's also kind of character-driven, and yeah, I think you'd like it. And then the very last book I'm going to recommend to the person that inspired this video. So Aoife, I am recommending you Dissolution by CJ Sansom. I talk about the series all the time. This is the first. It's also the shortest. It's a long series, but what I always say to everybody is you can just read them one at a time. You don't have to read the whole series, which is how I tackled it. This is set, I can't remember which year it is we start in, 1537. So we're in England in 1537. Anne Boleyn has just been beheaded, and we are following Matthew Shardlake, who is a lawyer, and he gets dragged into a murder mystery in each book, and they kind of build on each other. But I think this series is fantastic. Aoife, I really think you'd like the series as a whole, but obviously I'm going to recommend you the first one first of all. In this one, the dissolution of the monasteries is happening. Matthew is sent to a monastery to get it ready to be dissolved, and then a murder takes place, and it goes from there. It's got that very closed in setting. I didn't see the plot twist coming, which I love when that happens, and I just think it'd be right up your street. So yeah, I'm recommending this one to you. So those are the books I've got to recommend. All of the booktubers mentioned will be linked below. Please drop me a comment and recommend me some more booktubers, and also any books you think I will love. I'm always open to recommendations. If you haven't clicked subscribe already, please do so if you'd like to see more of this mess, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye!